Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video and another unboxing and first impressions. Today we're unboxing another model from Aerotec, which I featured on the channel many times. This one is called Spectra, and they actually sent me both versions that are available as a pre-order, the V1 and the V2. So let's open this box and check out the watches themselves. So this is the V2. Let me just get it off its pillow. Like so, and we have the V1, and you also get a matching leather strap. So let's take the strap out, move all this away, and check out the watches first. Okay, so here they are, the V1 and the V2 of the Spectra collection. As you can see, the watches are identical when it comes to the bracelets, the cases, even the movement used, but one has a skeletonized dial while the other one has a quilloche dial, and they have a small seconds at 6 o'clock, which mimic like a rotation of the earth, and this one has the small seconds at 5 o'clock. That is why you can see that the crown on the V1 is at 3 o'clock and on this one it's at 4 o'clock, because the small seconds gets moved to 6 o'clock. Now both watches, like I said, are actually the same. I will have the specs in the corner of the screen, but both are 40 millimeters in diameter, just under 47 or just over 46, however we want to call it, lug to lug, and 13.9, so almost 14 millimeters thick. And that is probably the only dimension that I don't like it, but as you can see, the shape of the case actually makes the watch not look too thick, because the side itself is pretty thin, and then this is like rounded, and here it's rounded. And I do like this bezel. Now both watches have a very organic look to them and very organic feel, from the bezel shape all the way to the cutouts of the skeletonized model. And both, despite this one not being skeletonized, both have the same case back, which actually mimics the dial of the skeletonized model. So I don't know if you can see, the cutout is shaped like the dial on this variant, and behind it you can see a Miyota 8 series movement. This is the 8 and 40, so it is an 8 series with a small seconds display, and you have the skeletonized version as well, but both movements are actually the same. They beat at 21,600 bph. They both come with hacking and hand winding and pretty basic movement. And the Miyota 8 series is known for its indirectly driven seconds hand, so you get the jump of the seconds hand when you shake the watch, but because these are small seconds, this is actually directly driven, so you don't have that problem with these versions. Now both these are going to have a similar price. They're currently in the pre-order phase, meaning that you get this one for $399 and this one for $379, which is a pretty okay price for the specs that you get. Both are stainless steel, screw-in crowns on both of them, 100 meters of water resistance, and you also get sapphire crystal with AR coating on the front, and surprisingly a sapphire crystal on the case back as well, which is not something you see very often. The bracelet is beautifully done. It's very original looking, and I do like that it's mostly brushed, and then you just have these polished details on the H-links, that connect the main or the big links together. Now these are friction fitted with pins, so no screws, which is sometimes even better. Every bracelet I had with screws, the screws would come out unless you applied Loctite, and the clasp is milled out as you would expect. So not only is it milled out, but you also get the on-the-fly adjustment. Very cool. Let me just, it's been glued together because of the tape. So as you can see, a milled out clasp with on-the-fly adjustment, and both bracelets come with quick release pins, which is pretty cool. And the reason they come with quick release pins is because in this same package you do get a leather strap, and I do like it. It comes with quick release pins. It's curved, so it should follow the case perfectly, and it's color matched to the dial. Both versions come in 3 colors, so you can have this purple, which is what I went for because it's the quirkiest. You can have it in white dial, and there's also a blue dial option. Now the blue dial is probably the safest and most common, but I do like this purple one just because the watches themselves are pretty wild, so I wanted to see like wanted to turn things to 11. If I'm gonna get something as weird looking as this, I want to have the color that represents that weirdness as well. But I have to admit the purple is very deep, very rich, and I do like it, especially on the quilloche model. Now this one, as you can see, has probably one of the weirdest looking chapter rings, if we can call it a chapter ring, with the markers. And I do like the quirkiness of it, and I can't wait to put both of these under macro, especially this one with the spinning earth, and this one because of this detail of the weird chaptering. Now, although this one is skeletonized, as you can see, you do have the small seconds here, but this here gear is actually fixed. It doesn't move. At least I haven't seen it move since I unboxed the watches. We'll see by the time I do a full review if there's a function for them, but I truly doubt it. I do like the watches because they're very original in looks, and they're like one of those, you know, go anywhere, do anything types of watches, especially not this one because it's skeletonized, but this one, it's very readable, very simple at first, and then once you notice the details, you realize it's a very complex. The cases are completely brushed with polished sides, which is something I like because the front is the one that's gonna pick up all the scratches and dings and everything, and on this kind of finish they're not going to be as noticeable, while the sides are polished to give it some flair and bling, but the sides are also the most protected parts of the watch, so the scratches shouldn't show up as easily as on the front. So very cool watches. We're going to do a loom shot. We're going to put them on my wrist, but given that it's like a 40mm by 46, it should sit pretty well on my wrist. So let me just put this one, but I haven't sized the bracelet. Like I said, I just opened the box. So here it is on my 6.5-inch wrist, and I have to admit the size is pretty good. One thing that I'm noticing is that because it does come with a curved sapphire, even though it has AR coating, when it comes to my lighting, as you can see, there's a lot of reflections, and these types of crystals really make it hard for me to record them. But in real life, it doesn't have as many reflections, and it actually looks okay. So now we're going to charge both watches. We're going to turn off the light and see the loom, and that's going to be it when it comes to this unboxing and first impressions. But like I said, do stay tuned for the full review when we put both of these under macro to see just how well they're made. So let me charge the watches for real quick. Okay, with both of these charged, let's turn off the lights, and there we go. The loom is pretty decent, and again, this one, the V2 that doesn't come with skeletonization, has more loom applied, so it's more readable, and I do like it. So it's much more readable, so better go anywhere, do anything type of a watch, although the skeletonized one is more quirky, especially when you consider the look of the chaptering and the position of the markers. Both pretty cool. Anyways, that's it when it comes to this unboxing and first impressions. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the full review. Thank you and bye.